Welcome back, dear viewers, and on this beautiful evening we're joined by Huda Karimi, an artist here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. Good evening to you, Huda. It's such a pleasure to be having you here on Hala Kuwait.
Good evening, Mr. Yusuf. Thank you for having me today.
You're most welcome. And Huda, would love to know all about painting, and as you know, as a first-time painter, to be honest, I don't really know how to paint. But when you buy the canvas, how do you start painting on it?
First of all, we all were first painters. Regarding the canvas, actually I don't look at it as an empty surface. It's for me just an idea and a mixture of idea and emotions. How I'm going to create those ideas with mingling with my emotions on that surface. So I see it as a blank page, but full of emotions and ideas. And how I can mix it with my components and colors and make it a piece of art at the end.
All right. So do you first do you sketch something with a pencil on the canvas and then start painting on it?
Well, actually it depends on the kind of painting that I want to paint. For landscape, I don't sketch. I'm professional in landscape, so I don't sketch. But for portrait, yes, I do, because it depends on proposing, so I have to be so accurate.
All right, and we want to ask you, like, when you start painting and you're in the middle of the way and you almost reach the end, when do you know that the painting has been done?
I can say that it's done when it is balanced, both visually and emotionally. Because sometimes when you add something at the end, adding further elements or further colors, it's going to disturb the whole artworks. So you can feel it when it's done, and it translates your whole idea.
Okay, and we know painting, you know, comes with a lot of creativity around you, and especially your environment.
Yes.
So as Huda Karimi, do you like to paint with silence around you, or do you like to play some music in the background?
As Huda, I don't function very well unless I'm listening to music, even when I write, when I sleep, when I work. So I usually listen to soft music. It helps me a lot with making me calm, and it helps me to recreate the ideas in my mind and also to perceive colors.
Yes, all right. And Huda, when you start painting, do you just use a tool brush, or do you have other tools that you use?
Well, since I'm a writer and calligrapher, I like to use pens and pencils. I started with graphite pencils and colored pencils, and then at stage 2 I used the brushes. It was difficult for me at the beginning, but then I got used to it. When I used the brushes, I felt that using knives, adding more beauty to the paintings, especially that it has that kind of, you can create layers and you can create different textures with knives, and it gives you that rich colors in the painting.
Well, that's a new tool to use as an artist. So Huda, when you start painting and you build your environment around you, do you like to paint, for example, at home, or do you like to go, for example, to the Shahid Park and mix with the environment so you can outcome with creativity?
Well, usually I paint at home because I have all my tools at my studio, but also because I'm a member of Kuwait Art Association, we usually go to workshops together. I feel that the outcome is going to be different, because all those of artists have different skills, different experiences, and when you have that kind of motivation. So that kind of motivations give me encouragement to add something new. So I find adding more tools, adding more techniques, combining those skills together. So it depends. Sometimes I like to work at home, or something I work at workshops. So it depends.
That's pretty interesting that you said you're in the Kuwaiti Artists Association, and I'm sure you're learning from your colleagues in art. What have you learned, like, from the hardest texture to paint?
First of all, I would like to send my greetings to all the members of the Kuwait Arts Association and board of members, because they gave me that opportunity to mingle with that community. They, let's say, open all those doors for us to create, to make workshops, to make training courses, just to have that kind of mutual experiences with together and making art exhibitions. So it really helps a lot to be on that community of artists.
Yes, it is. Hopefully, when I become an artist, I can join your association.
Hopefully one day.
Inshallah.
All doors are open.
Thank you so much. And I know that some artists sometimes usually get like a stoppage, brain block, and they cannot continue the art. What's your technical mentality towards that? Actually,
having art block is something usual for artists. It becomes because of that kind of pressure you have, lifestyle, maybe let's say, so many things. You're gonna disconnect from arts. So in order to keep yourself reconnecting to art, you have to look at art videos, reading books about art, reading articles, and now social media has lots of videos, so you can just motivate yourself and encourage yourself on doing new techniques. Draw small sketches, even by pencils, even simple shapes. So practice a lot, and then you're gonna just go back and try to.
That's pretty interesting for the art block. And we know, Huda, Karimi, you're an artist here in our beautiful state of Kuwait, and you have a lot of paintings to sell.
Yeah.
Is there any painting that you didn't want to sell?
Actually, yes, of course. Especially those kind of paintings that relates to my moments, my memories. It's like a personal story. So it's not like something that I would like to share, or something I like to share but I cannot sell. So I have to keep it as a memory. I would like to see it all the time. And also when I have special orders from customers or clients, I cannot just sell it, of course.
All right. For example, as you mentioned, some special moments, or for example, a special dream that you had and you want to paint it and hang it on the wall, and you keep reminding yourself of that beautiful dream,
and sometimes you have that kind of instinct that you did that beautiful art piece, you cannot sell it, you just keep it as a motivation, so I can do it more, or I can do something better than that one. So I just keep it as a model for me.
All right, that's really great to know from you, Huda. And dear viewers, I'm sure you're all also enjoying Huda Karimi, our artist here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. But we shall take this next report about heritage, and we shall be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, dear viewers, and on this beautiful evening, we're still joined by our local artist, Huda Karimi. It's such a pleasure to be talking to you, Huda, and all about art.
The pleasure is mine.
So we want to ask you more about art, and what do you want really people to see when you paint an art on the wall and you look at the people watching your art?
Well, first of all, since I'm a translator, and that kind of painting doesn't have any kind of words, so you can express your emotions, your feelings, and deliver your message through your art, through your colors, through your ideas and components that you are using. So I want them to feel my message, and they can create also their messages during art.
All right, so an artist, does always an artist have a message inside a painting?
Of course. You can deliver really special messages and crucial ones.
All right, and so Huda, we want to ask you more about painting and what inspired you to start teaching your own classes?
Well, first of all, I tried to give free lessons through social media, through my accounts on Instagram and Snapchat. After that, I felt that I have to meet those learners in person. So since you have that kind of intuition and you have that desire to share your knowledge, you can just create that kind of space for the learners by giving them the space, the materials and the ideas, and that kind of motivation by keeping and guiding them how to improve their ideas, improve their skills, even if they think that, let's say, art is just an instinct and they're born with it. No, we can say that it's a skill that can be developed.
All right. I'm sure you're enjoying the courses and connecting with your fellow artists or students willing to learn more about painting.
Definitely.
And what can you teach them from your skills, especially?
My training classes are divided into two parts. Let's say the first one is for beginners. I focus on the beginners training courses on fundamentals of arts, techniques, let's say how to imitate others painters. There's no wrong with it. And also how to create those lights and shadow, the concept of lights and shadow, the concept of proportions. After that, for advanced people, of course, they have tried so many paintings, they have go through mistakes and errors, and after that, they have to create themselves, create their ideas, not just imitating, and they also, you can mingle all those materials together.
Yes, so Huda, we're going to be talking more about your courses that you give these students and artists, really. And when you see them progressing in their art, what kind of reward does it mean for you as a teacher?
I felt so happy that I delivered my message, and I wanted the learners to know that art is just a journey of creativity, not just a journey of making mistakes, and you have to stop yourself because you did that kind of mistakes. Those mistakes are part of that journey, parts of your progress. So feel free to do mistakes, feel free to try, feel free to be courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been, Huda, I've been to the Modern Arts Museum, and I've seen a lot of painters gathering in a course on a round table and creating so many arts, really. And I've seen also some beautiful paintings there. Yeah. So when you participate with your course with these students, what do you use mostly? Is it technical skills, or is it your personal style?
I believe that technical skills comes first as the foundation. At the base, you have to know all those technical steps, all those technical items, how to create your painting, and after that, it comes your style. Because if you know the fundamentals of art, you know the rules. When you just practice more and more, you're going to break those rules. So you're going to make your own style of painting.
Okay. And I really love art, but I really don't know how to start. And I'm sure our dear viewers also want to start drawing, maybe. So what can you advise for new beginners in art?
Observe and look. This is the first thing you have to do. Look at videos, look at other paintings, look at other artists. After observation, you can just begin with small sketches. Just a pencil and eraser are enough for first beginners. After that, when you learn the concept of light and shadow and do some sketches, then you can prove yourself trying so many materials. The acrylic, the oil paintings, the watercolor, pastel, oil pastel, all those colors. And after that, you can see in which material you're going to like the most and be in it.
All right. Hopefully, dear viewers, I'm sure you listening to our local artist, Huda Karimi, inspired you to start an artist's journey. So, Huda, we want to hear from you a message or anything towards our painters watching us here on Hala Kuwait today.
Keep yourself mingled with artists. The community that you are belonging to just give you more ideas, give you more courage, give you more motivation. Compare yourself with what you have done before, not with others. Also, now we are using so many AI tools.
Yes.
Just employ those AI tools in expressing your idea. They can just give you a whole painting, a whole picture. Do not imitate that kind of picture. If it reflects your emotions, if it reflects your idea perfectly, just try to do it. If not, just add some elements. Just add something that represents yourself in it.
All right.
Yeah.
So we really want to thank you for joining us here on Hala Kuwait on this evening and explaining some factors and techniques for us and our dear viewers watching us here today. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You're most welcome. And dear viewers, let's all thank the coming of Huda Karimi, a local artist here in our beautiful state of Kuwait, for joining us on Hala Kuwait. And next, dear viewers, we shall take a look at this interesting report about Picasso. So stay tuned.